Juan again from Physique Transformation Academy, and today we're going to chat all about training back. Now, what is one of the most important movements to train your back? It's going to be rows. Doesn't matter if you're doing a cable row, a barbell row, or dumbbell row. It's going to be the same principles for most of them. So why is rowing so important? Because it's going to work things from your lats to your rhomboids to your traps to your lower back to a ton of different muscles. So we want to think, what do the lats specifically do? Lat lengthens all the way from back here and it shortens all the way back here. So one of the main principles I like to think about when I'm training my back is I'm not only thinking about forward back movement, I'm thinking about bringing that elbow down into my hip area and squeezing. Now, when you're training back, things like rows, it's also going to depend the angle of your elbow. The higher up you are, say you're doing rows out here, you're going to work more your upper back. The more your elbow comes down and into your hip, the more lat you're going to be able to train. So there's different little variations you can play around with your hand movement, with your elbow movement in order to target the specific body part that you want. But for most people, I think keeping your elbows slightly in is going to really help with back. So I'm going to show you different variations of rows, and I want you guys to notice those things. For example, again, the elbows in, the working the elbow back and towards your hips, the hard contraction, which is going to be crucial when you're training back in order to really be able to feel that. And I like to think like I'm bringing my elbows as far back as possible, like I'm trying to get them to touch behind me. So if you see me like this, let's see some row variations.
As we're going to see here, we're starting with a barbell row. Now, again, very similar principles apply to most of these rows that I'm going to show you. One major thing that I want you guys to notice here is that I'm not only rowing back, but I'm also pretending like I'm sending the back of my fists or my hands to the side walls. What this intent creates is the ability to be able to contract those muscles even harder. Now, the slight pause at the top and the slight pause at the bottom I feel are crucial in order to properly be able to contract those muscles and be able to utilize those muscles to initiate that movement. Now, as we look into a cable row, I want you guys to really notice how I'm emphasizing that stretch, and I'm still putting tension on the muscles then. Again, same principles, rowing back hard, holding that contraction, keeping the elbows low, and rowing into the hips. Now, as we're going to see next, into a chest-supported machine row, when you support your chest, it takes a lot of the stabilization out of the equation. What this will allow you to do is allow you to be able to really focus hard on those contractions and be able to hit the lats a little bit better for certain people. It's good to always mix things up, but again, same principles apply here. Now, as we move on to a dumbbell row, this one's a little bit different because we're doing it unilaterally, but I want you guys to notice that I have the foot of the side that's working forward, and I'm shifting all my weight forward onto that foot. I don't want to be able to cheat and create momentum with my back leg. So as I stabilize hard, I still focus on bringing the shoulder blade back, driving that elbow back into my hip and right to the sky and contracting as hard as possible. Here I'm also thinking of a forward and back motion slightly.
As you guys saw in all those row variations, again, one of the most important things is keeping the abs tight. You want to create stability and you want to focus on holding those contractions as hard as possible. Now, again, you want to think elbows not only back, but also into your hip. Contract as hard as you can. Feel that negative and feel that full stretch as much as possible, while of course maintaining lower back safety.